Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn about body language and nonverbal communication. Here you're able to learn how to read the minds of others purely by observing them. We keep it nice and steady, we keep it nice and simple. A different lesson each and every video. It all comes together as one piece, so feel free to click like, subscribe, leave a comment, do your thing, and without further ado, let's get on with it. So today we're talking about the nodding of the head. What it means, how you can use it to get your way, and how it will apply to persuasion, sales potentially, and friendship. So, when we speak on body language, it's a projection of how you really feel. When we observe someone and assess their body language, the majority of signals that are projected come from the subconscious mind. So what we do is we deal with the subconscious as honest, whereas the conscious mind is there to conjure up what the conscious mind wants. So an individual who is acting subconsciously is being very truthful. So that's why body language is amazing to learn, because we can read the truth rather than hear the verbal, nonsense a person may spew. So if an individual nods in response to what you're saying, or if you nod towards an individual, what that signifies is a positive and affirmative gesture. The mind and the body are interlinked and vice versa. So when you act in a certain way, your brain will be anchored to that gesture and you will genuinely start to feel it. Alongside that, of course, when the brain feels a certain sort of way, your body is going to reflect that. So that's where body language comes from. But you can actually manipulate the body language to create a response that reflects that body language in your mind. So you can feel good when you want to feel good. You can feel bad when you want to feel bad. So if you start nodding your head in conversation with an individual, you'll start to experience positive feelings in regards to what they're saying or the message they're trying to convey. All right? Now this is where the magic begins, because if you can do that, then so can they. Head nodding is contagious, all right? So imagine that someone is nodding their head at you, maybe with a little verbal, yeah, is that all right? Do you hear me? And you will nod your head back and say, yeah, I hear you, blah, 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 blah. But as you're nodding your head, you're going to start to be chained to the message that's been sent. If you know where I'm coming from, you're going to be acknowledging what they're saying to you, perhaps a question, perhaps a statement, and you're going to be nodding your head, and your brain's going to think, oh, we are affirmative, we are submissive, because the head nod is a submissive gesture. It's not a rejection, it's an acceptance, it's a bowing down. You bow the head, okay? So it's an excellent tool when it comes to building rapport with an individual, when you want agreement and cooperation. If you're a salesperson and you knock on someone's door and you say, do you want to buy this? And they say, no, not really. And then you say, all right, but, it's a lovely day, innit? You're nodding your head, you ask them a question. The answer's plain to see, it is a lovely day. They'll nod in response and say, yeah, there you go. We've got the first yes, and we're starting the link of affirmative and positive action as to where we can continue building the person, and the brain is going to start to react in a manner which associates with how the body is reacting, and they're going to start to feel affirmative and positive towards you and the message you're sending. When they nod alongside you, you're going to start working in unison and mirroring each other, okay? We haven't got to mirroring yet, because it's going to be videos on videos regarding it. But as you're there, dancing together in this mimicry, you're going to start to build a friendship through that. And why is that? Because that individual is going to see something in you which they like. Do you want to know what that is? They're going to see themselves in you. The subconscious is going to see themselves. And those who reflect our values affirm that what we feel and what we do is right. So we like them people. Okay? So when you get the listener to nod and agree with you, the listener will experience positive feelings, which will create a likelihood of them to only further agree. Okay? This is Persuasion 101. This is fantastic. So, you've asked the individual a question. Okay, it is a lovely day. Could you tell the truth? Are you really on the market looking for a new oven right now? How's the oven in there? Is it doing all right, or does it need a little bit of a clean up? And you nod your head as they start to answer. Oh well, yeah, it's not too bad. It's blah de blah de blah de blah. And you're nodding, you're agreeing, you're affirmative, and their subconscious mind absorbs that, takes that in. Now, when they finish speaking, you can continue nodding your head, further acknowledging what they've said, but creating an awkward gap of space that needs filling in between. And us humans get very uncomfortable when there's a drop in conversation. We feel the need to fill the gap. It's why people in job interviews always say too much, because they feel they need to, because the person at the other side of the table is giving them the space to talk too much. So as you continue nodding, they're going to start speaking even more, and they're going to give you information they don't want to give. Alright, so it is a little bit rusty. It does need, a little bit of a clean up. You say as you continue nodding your head after they've told you too much. At this point, they've built a connection with you as to where the product you're selling them, the new oven, the cleaning of the oven, whatever product or message you're trying to convey, they're starting to see it make sense at this point, okay? So rather than you just dropping on the doorstep and saying you want to buy something, you've actually created this rapport and this dance and mimicry of body language as to where the individual is now seeing your message as so positive and such a uplifting product that it's a little bit easier than, saying yes to someone who's just come and asked you a yes or no question, you want to buy some off me? No, of course not. So this was a little talk in regards to head nodding for agreement, head nodding for sales. This also works in attraction. We all sell ourselves. We might not be selling a product, but when we're on a date with an individual, we're going to be selling ourselves and our message. So this applies there as well, I hope this has been of some degree of importance and you've found an important message with us today. That's me signing out. Click like, click subscribe, leave a comment. Goodbye.